One of the most popular therapies people see me for is beam therapy. BEAM stands for Bioenergetic Emotional Access Method, and it's a way of clearing trauma at the cellular level. I have some materials I use. These are the BEAM vials. Inside these little vials is really just saline solution and a drop of alcohol to keep it from going moldy. But they also have the energetic imprint of different emotions, issues, and common allergens. So I muscle test to see what is weak on them today. And what is weak is what is brewing subconsciously, and that's what causes problems, such as procrastination, or job loss, or bad relationships, or illness. The list is endless. If you have unresolved emotional issues, you will not have a joyful life. By clearing trauma at the cellular level, you will experience better health and clearer thinking, better decision making, more joyful relationships, and even things like just having better service in your day-to-day life. Everything becomes more pleasant. I have Teresa here today. She's going to help me demonstrate beam therapy. So for the purpose of the video, we're going to stand, but normally this would be done sitting down or even lying on a massage table. Okay, so Teresa, what we're going to do is muscle test the vials and to see what's affecting you today, and then we're going to do a clearing. Okay, so I'll just choose the first one. Now when you come for beam therapy, we always do the vials in order, and I won't tell her what it is. Just hold it against your chest, don't look. There you go. Okay, arm out and meet my pressure. Okay, this is weak. So this means this issue is brewing subconsciously. Let's have a look. This was sexual issues, which really is puberty, adolescence, and relationships. So there's something subconsciously there that's causing some problems, okay? All right, so the weak vials will be put aside. And don't look, just do that. And I muscle test, let me see, meet my pressure. That one is strong, that's not affecting you today. Okay, and this was sexual abuse. Now I'd like to say something about that. Many times people who were not sexually abused will have that vial come up weak. And what that means is they've taken on some sexual abuse trauma, and it could be from something they heard in the media, a story a friend told. It could even be past life issues. And a word about past lives would be appropriate here. The first 85 times I heard someone mention past lives, I was taken aback. I didn't think anybody believed in that kind of thing. But having worked with beam therapy for a dozen years now, what I've come to understand is a greater expansion of the whole concept of past lives. I think of it as the lives of your past ancestors. I think we all can agree that you might inherit your grandmother's eyes or your grandfather's hands, and even the more ephemeral qualities such as your mother's talent for music or your father's carpentry skills. So it stands to reason that you might also inherit trauma from the past. Suppose you have a grandmother who was sexually assaulted and that was not resolved in her lifetime. That memory is imprinted in her DNA and it gets passed on to the next generations. So many times issues will test as weak that you don't think you have been through, but it's in your DNA. So we need to clear it. And this is why I love beam therapy. With the muscle testing, you get to discover these hidden issues. That's why it's called Bioenergetic Emotional Access Method. You're accessing things you may not know that you're suffering from, but it's there, it's in your history. So we clear it. Okay, so carrying on. Let's test the next one. Teresa, put this there. There you go. And meet my pressure. Okay, that's wobbly. That means it's weak on you today. It's affecting you. This is physical trauma. Okay. Now I'm just going to fast forward here. What I would normally do at your first session is muscle test all the vials, and including common allergens like dust, pollen, mold, dairy, dogs, cats, sugar, wheat, citrus, yellow food coloring. These are all common allergens in our society. So I muscle test to see what's weak, and then we put the vials that are weak in your energy field. So if you were sitting in a chair, we put it on the chair beside you or at your feet, just somewhere in your energy field, and that tells the subconscious mind, hey, this is what we're clearing, roll the tape, because then your mind is going to show you a little movie of when those issues started, the root cause of them. If it's an issue that's not in your lifetime, as I mentioned, if it's past life, you may not see anything, or you just might get an impression. Okay? Now, muscle testing like this with the arm for all these vials would take a good half hour. It's not a very good use of time. So what I do is I surrogate muscle test on behalf of the client, and it's so much faster. Teresa, can you just hold this? Since we're standing, we don't have a table here. Okay, so what I do is I tune into the client. I pretend this is their arm and this is me pushing on it. So Teresa, say yes.
Yes.
Yes, it's strong. Say no.
No.
It slides. All I have to do now is think of Teresa, and I touch the vial and I test it. This is weak. This is weak. This is strong. Weak, 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 strong. Okay? So this way I can do the whole box in a minute. We save a lot of time, and so we get more treatment done. So we'll take the two that were weak on you. And do you have a pocket?
No.
No, okay.
Well, they're zippered.
Okay, but that's okay. Put it in your zippered pocket. So I would put all the weak vials in her energy field. And then what we do is we strengthen the chakras that we use in beam therapy. So just follow me. Rub 5 times quickly. So if you're having beam therapy over the phone with me, you have to learn these chakra points. Forehead. And then 3 fingers under the nose. Good. 3 fingers at the chin. This is right in the groove of your chin. It's really like the bottom of your teeth. So you rub 5 times quickly. You can rub or just do it in front of. And then the throat. Heart. Now the extension of the heart is the lymph nodes right at the underarms. So when I say right arm, you take your other hand and you rub 5 times. There is a chakra in the palms of your hands. So you want to go chakra to chakra. And then left arm, a little over, right like that, yeah. Okay, so it's right in the fleshy part of the arm. And then the solar plexus, that's where your stomach is. Belly button. And sacral, it's the bikini line. And then the extension of the sacral is right where your leg meets your torso. So when I say right leg, you go right to the bend of the leg there, top of the leg, left leg. And then the root is the base of your spine. Just intend to be circling at the base of your spine. I just do my hand in front. Okay, so those are the spots we use in beam therapy. For the session, you'll be traveling through those chakras. And those are energy centers where memories are stored. Okay, so what I do now is I ask, the first one, show me again what they were. The first one I think was sexual issues, was it? Yes, sexual issues. So what I do is I muscle test to see which one is the priority to clear right now. So repeat after me. We should now clear sexual issues.
We should now clear sexual issues.
That's yes, that's strong. Okay. So at every chakra, you're going to say sexual issues. Okay? While you're doing that, I will be muscle testing in a slightly different way. This is a circular motion, and when my fingers are going, that means it's still clearing, and when they stick, that means that's done. Move to the next spot. Okay? Now, Teresa, we have to choose the stationary chakra where your hand will go. So if you have to guess where sexual issues are mostly stored in your body, where do you think it would be?
Root chakra?
The root chakra? Okay, so you hold your hand in front, that's your stationary hand. The other hand will travel through. So one hand on your head, close your eyes, and thinking back to when you can first relate to sexual issues. And then she sees memories, they just float up as I'm muscle testing. Okay, forehead now, and say sexual issues.
Sexual issues.
Okay. And stop. Under the nose, 3 fingers. There you go.
Sexual issues.
Yeah. Okay, chin.
Sexual issues.
Okay, take a deep breath. So that's one round of beam therapy. That's that issue, that layer of that issue cleared for today. Okay, Teresa, I'd like to ask now, did you have any memories come up?
I had one.
You had one, okay. And can you describe the quality of it? So what happens with having the memories is you'll see it, but it's kind of like a bird's eye view or somebody else's home movie. It is never re-traumatizing. And this is another reason I love beam therapy so much. It's not like talk therapy where you have to discuss it all and cry every time for weeks on end. This is just an acknowledgement of what happened and you move on. It's dissolved that way. And by clearing it out of the chakras, it gets your cells pumped up again. So you vibrate at a higher vibrational rate. And then we would muscle test for the next issue that's the priority to clear, and so on.